Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the Capricorn solar season. It doesn't matter if you are at the right video right now. You can certainly just watch this introduction, which will tell you which reading is relevant for you, and then you can jump into that reading once you've watched the introduction and received the instructions for how to find which reading is relevant to you. For those who are new, hello and welcome in. It is so wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It is an absolute pleasure to have you and your vibration here with us. If you want to know how to get the most out of these readings and what it is really that we're doing here on a deeper level, you can check out my How to Get the Most Out of These Readings tutorial video, linked in the description and linked in this video as well. For those who are not new, hello, my friends. Welcome back. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for playing this amazing game with me. As you know, I am here on this journey with you, learning alongside you and playing this wonderful game that we're playing with our spiritual support teams as we move forward. So just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate being able to bond with you in this way and be able to show up and serve you guys in this way as well. Now, if you want to support me and be part of my support system, there's many ways to do that. You can just comment on this video. You can share it with somebody you think it will align with. You can go ahead and like this video. You can also go to devotedandvulnerable.com/services, sign up for a reading with me. I do card readings and I do chart readings. Another way that you can support me is just send me a donation for this reading. I offer these readings free, but some people feel called to offer me a financial contribution based on the advice that they're getting here. So you can do that at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Links are in the description. So let's talk about what a solar season is. So a solar season is when the sun, the spotlight of our galaxy, is in one astrological sign for about a month. Now, this month is a little bit different than our calendar months. Usually it's from the 19th to the 22nd of one month into the 19th to the 22nd of another month. The current solar cycle that we're going to be in is going to start on December 21st, and it's going to go until January 20th. So when I talk about this, the month here, the solar season, I'm talking about that time frame between December 21st and January 20th. The solar seasons are an amazing time for us to spotlight one of the archetypes of the zodiac, wherever the sun is currently shining. It helps us to learn about this archetype by focusing on the solar Capricorns for right now, because they're the solar sign in spotlight. So look at people who have birthdays between December 21st and January 20th to learn more about this archetype. Those who are born under the sun in the sign that we're studying are always going to have their radiance, their power, and their gift expressed through the archetype that we're studying. Now we're going to get deeper into understanding where this shows up in our chart and how this influences us on an individual level when we get further on into the readings. But for the introductory video, let's now move into the energy and the archetype of Capricorn. So the first thing that I want to talk about with Capricorn is what's called the modality of Capricorn. It means like how the energy moves and expresses itself. So Capricorn is a cardinal energy. As we're studying the zodiac, we can also learn that the study of the zodiac is the study of the seasons, okay? So all cardinal energies, what that means is in an initiatory energy, it starts something. All cardinal energies start a season, which means that they are the energy that happens at the solstices and the equinoxes. So in the Northern Hemisphere here on December 21st, we're going to have the winter solstice, which starts the season of winter. Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and it represents starting this energy of winter, again, in the Northern Hemisphere. It's opposite in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's still the start of a season. It's still a solstice as well. So we're talking about an energy that starts things, that gets things moving, that brings something new into our experience. Now, the element of the Capricorn is the element of earth. The earthly realm represents our physical world, the material aspect of our lives. So the things that we can touch, the things that are physical in our reality, that is represented by the earth element. And so as we begin to study this Capricorn energy, I encourage you to think about this solar month. What is this initiatory, physical, material vibration and energy? What does it mean to you? Remember, all of these discussions of archetypes and playing with the cards to get guidance for ourselves is really meant to guide us back to our own instinctive knowing that we have already within ourselves. So, what is your own intuitive understanding of what it means to be an earthy energy that gets things started? The archetype of the Capricorn is represented by the sea goat. So you have this image of this goat climbing a mountain and going up through like impassable passes to get to the top of this mountain. That's that achieving energy. That's that initiatory earth. It's really taking one step after another to go and achieve something. It's this sea goat climbing the mountain. But the sea part of it is that the goat can also transform into having a fin, and it can swim into the emotional depths of the ocean. So Capricorn is not just this climbing the mountain archetype, it's also this archetype that can dive deep and swim in the waters. The qualities of the Capricorn archetype are resourceful, very resourceful, able to use all the resources at its fingertips, all the material resources that it has at its fingertips available to it to really achieve whatever it is that it's looking to achieve. It's very determined. It doesn't give up. It just keeps going. It knows what it wants, and it just keeps taking steps to get towards that goal. And it knows that it may take a while, and it's not daunted by the practice of it's not daunted by the work that needs to be put in and the time that it might take. Patience is another quality of the Capricorn energy, of course, because Capricorn knows that it takes time to achieve those things that are worth attaining. It's very ambitious. You'll know a Capricorn energy and archetype because it just sets out to do things that are ambitious, that are a little bit more than the normal energies and signs of the zodiac are really aiming for. It really has this energy of like, I'm going to go get it, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, and it doesn't matter how qualified I am now. I know I want it, and I'm going to get it. It's very ambitious. And it's also very responsible, very able to be aware of what's a waste of time, what is a great use of time, and it's very focused on achieving. So it's very responsible with the way that it allocates its resources, its time, and its being. It likes to know its own boundaries. It likes to keep those boundaries, and it likes to have its own value system that it stays within. They don't like failure. That's probably the shadow side of the Capricorn, is that it can be, failure can be very difficult for the Capricorn energy and archetype. And also it's got a bad reputation for being a little unemotional, especially in relationships, where relationships are more focused on what can I get out of the relationship than just the relationship in and of itself. Okay. So we are going to be talking about and focusing on in this reading, what area of your life are you going to be achieving something or focusing on an achievement within the realm of this solar phase. Now, the area of your life is going to be highlighted by which planet, the sun, the moon, or the rising sign is in Capricorn in your chart. You're going to watch every single reading for every single planet, including Pluto, the sun, the moon, or the rising that you have in Capricorn. If you don't have any of the planets, sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, the reading that you will watch is the one that's called background Capricorn. Now, if you do not know where Capricorn is in your chart or which planets are in Capricorn in your chart, go ahead and watch this tutorial video that'll take you through how to understand and read and learn a little bit more about your birth chart information on astro.com. Link is in the description here, and it is popping up linked in this video as well. This is a necessary step into knowing which of these readings are aligned for you, because we're going to align the advice on what it is that you're achieving, and you're focusing what in your life are you really focusing on achieving in? Like, what is the theme? That's going to be shown by the planet. Now, the advice for how to get this achievement, what do you need to know about achieving in this area of your life that'll help support you with this achievement? It's going to come through the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen, Virture. This is an amazing deck. It's so supportive. It's so healing. It's so good at calling us out on things that we may or may not be aware of. And it's very gentle, loving, and nurturing. So we're going to be going to this deck for advice. And we're going to be relating that to where in our life this energy shows up. So one thing that I also wanted to mention will be happening during this Capricorn season is Mercury will be going retrograde, and we will be allowing ourselves to review the communications in our lives. It's going to be going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, and that's going to take us from the end of this year into the beginning of next year as we look at and review our communication realm. At the same time, once we get into January, early January, we're going to see Mars, which has been retrograde since Halloween. It's going to go direct. So we're going to get forward momentum in our actions and our reactions during this Capricorn season. And Mercury, our communication realm and our learning realm, is going to go backwards into review so that we can review what we've been communicating and learning and make a better plan for how to move forward. So as this Mars starts moving forward, we're still having this little bit of backwards momentum and review energy with the Mercury in retrograde. And then once things move forward in January for Mars and in January for Mercury, we're going to see things really start falling into place at the beginning of the year, but towards the end of Capricorn season. All right, let's see what achievement, energy, and advice is coming through for this Capricorn solar season. So this reading is for you if the moon was in Capricorn when you were born. So the planet in the astrological story represents the what of our astrological energies, and the sign that it's in represents how that what expresses. So the what of the moon is the emotional realm. So your emotions express themselves through the Capricorn archetype. In general, your emotions are very initiatory. They like to start new things, and they're very practical oriented. They're very based in the material world and realm. So your emotions are in a placement that's called detriment. But before you get too concerned about the word detriment is just another opportunity and another perspective on this archetype. So detriment energies happen when a planet is in the sign that's opposite its ruler. So Capricorn and Cancers are opposite on the zodiac story. We're going to be talking more about that when we talk about the full moon in Cancer, which will happen next year. But we'll talk about it now because the moon is ruled by Cancer, which is the opposite of the Capricorn energy and archetype. So when a sign or planet is in the sign that's opposite its ruler, it's called detriment. I like to put the gesture hat on here to represent the detriment because I represent the ruler with a little crown, but also because of this energy of the gesture. So the gesture's job in court is to kind of make fun of the ruler, to point out to the ruler some of the faults that they have. So when you have a planet in a sign that's in detriment, it's got this role of the Joker. Your role is to kind of see and bring out and shine a light on the foils and the downside of a particular energy and vibration. So when it comes to the emotional realm, you're kind of showing the limitations that the emotional realm has, because if you think about Capricorn being this achieving energy and the moon being this emotional energy, emotions are a lot of times not in line with what it is that we're trying to achieve. They can be in the way of what it is that we're trying to achieve. They can take us off course of what it is that we're trying to achieve. And when they are united, when our emotions and our achievements and our heart and our goals and our vision are united, magic can happen. So I feel like that's the energy of this moon in Capricorn detriment, is that you're really showing some of the limitations that the emotional realm has, and you're bringing those limitations into harmony and into this amazing transformed place when the merge of the emotions and the vision for what it is that needs to be achieved are when they're one, when the emotions are on board and they stay on board and they continue to be a supportive part of the journey towards whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. This is when magic happens. Okay? So when we're going to these cards to ask for advice on this achieving energy that we're focusing on for this solar phase, we're really asking the cards to tell us, what do we need to know? What do we need to heal? What do we need to focus on in order to achieve in the emotional realm? Let's see what the cards have to say. So if you haven't already, taken a few deep breaths, called in your spiritual support team, and opened your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned for you at this time, I recommend you do that. You may want to pause this video to set a sacred space for yourself and give yourself time to really be open to the advice that's coming through here. Okay. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Your card is parents. The card says, the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels, your support team, are helping you heal any pain associated from your mother and father, with your mother and father. So I'll read that fully again. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother and father. Woo! Okay. This card absolutely 100% makes sense in this placement because the moon represents your relationship to your caregivers, and in particular to your maternal caregiver. So, especially with this detriment placement of moon in Capricorn, it makes sense to me that there may have been a less than ideal relationship with a caregiver that you struggled with growing up. And the thing about the Capricorn energy and archetype that I didn't mention in the introduction is that it's a sign that gets better with age. The younger years of any Capricorn alignment are kind of difficult and hard for that sign because Capricorn learns through seeing things over a period of time and gets better with age, because the more time it's been around to look at things, the more understanding it can have. So I bring that up because it feels like with all the wisdom and all the guidance and all the learning that you've had up to this point in your life, you're now ready to see the energy with your parents in a different way. So in order to achieve emotionally, this resolution with the parent energy needs to occur. It wants to occur. Your guides are offering this healing to you, and whatever level and layer feels good and right to you. Remember, everything's cyclical. You do what you can do this time around, and you'll get another opportunity next time around, and it's all perfect and aligned. Okay. So whatever level you feel like you're able to dive into this forgiveness, is perfect. So don't beat yourself up about anything that you may not quite be ready to resolve here. But your guides are letting you know that resolution in this area of your life is going to help unlock your emotional energies and free up that beautiful gift of achieving in the emotional realm, of achieving in this Capricorn energy, in alignment with your emotions. It feels like you can't even really align your achievements with your emotions until this parental issue is resolved. Another amazing, beautiful gift of this card, and something that I like to bring up when it comes up, is remember your relationship with the divine mother and father. Okay? Whatever that means to you. Okay? The masculine principle and the feminine principle of the universe. Okay? Free from all experiences that you've had with caregivers of masculine and feminine energies in your life. Allow yourself to feel held by this divine masculine and feminine energy, principle, vibration, gods, goddesses. Because as you let the divine version of the masculine and feminine hold you, you can heal yourself from any expectations of what you thought your earthly, your human caregivers should have offered you. Yes, they should have offered you unconditional love. They should have been there every moment of your life, holding you, nurturing you, making sure that you knew that you were loved and never had to question it. But that's not the reality of anyone's experience on this earth plane at this time. And so there's this forgiveness that gets to happen as we remember that the divine mother and father, that masculine, feminine energy of the universe, has always been there, has always loved us. And at the deepest level of our human family, they have always loved us. They tried to love us with the best of whatever they were given. They couldn't love us much beyond that. They probably did love us a little bit more than what the love that they got, but it definitely wasn't enough. Okay, we know that because we're getting this card, we're being asked to heal, and because that's where we are on our human journey right now. And so again, as you go to the divine, you release your earthly mother and father from the burden of having to have been perfect and the guilt of not being able to measure up to that, not being able to offer that. That's going to free you up emotionally. And then from there, you can really unite your visions, your achievements, the things you want to get done with what's in your heart, stirring the fire within your being. Maybe the fire within your being is saying, I'm going to make sure that kids are nurtured 100%, that they do know what their value is, that they are getting held and focused on and getting the attention they deserve, right? That may be something for you. It may not be, but I feel for at least one of you, that actually may be a huge, passionate place. But you can't go into that kind of work with this kind of burden and pain and guilt and anger toward your caregivers, okay? Because then you're just going to repeat that cycle and the kids are going to show that relationship back to you, okay? Let me know if you have questions. Let me know how this resonates. Let me know if there's anything I can do to support you. I'm sending you so much love. I appreciate you for being here. I honor you during this amazing Capricorn season as we spotlight your emotions and we get you this resolution and clarity with your parental caregiver energies. And I just want to invite you, just a thought to invite you into my Ho'oponopono section of my website, devotedandvulnerable.com/HOOPONOPONO. And from there, go to the 30 days of Ho'oponopono. There's a discussion and meditation about the mother, and there's a discussion and meditation about the father. That also might be a resource that can help you process the parental caregiver energies that you are going to be working on this solar phase. I am complete. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.